Everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. So in this tutorial we're going to discuss how we can find the derivatives of these functions on the screen. So if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click on the subscription button, and then if you have any questions or you want to join tutorial sessions, live tutorial sessions, or rather tuitions, you can simply just contact me using any of these lines on the screen. Okay. So these are the questions. So let's quickly see what is supposed to be done to solve these. Okay. So the first question is f of x. So the first question is f of x is equal to we have 8 minus 4x cubed plus 2x to the power 8. So here, to solve this question, we're going to use what is known as the power rule. So the power rule, if you have, let's say for instance, y is equal to, you have y is equal to ax to the power n. The power rule states that dy dx is equal to, you multiply n and a, so that you have a n, and then you write this x there. Then you subtract 1 from n. So if, let's say for instance, you have y is equal to 3x squared, dy dx is therefore going to be equal to 2 times 3, the answer is 6, and then you have x, and then you subtract 1 from 2, you get 1, which is just the same as 6x. So this is what we're going to apply on all these terms in this function. So given that the function is f of x, the derivative of f of x is denoted by f prime of x, which is equal to, so the derivative of any constant, any number that has no variable, is 0. And then for this one, we're going to apply the power rule. So 3 times 4, the answer is 3 times negative 4, the answer is negative 12. And we have x, we subtract 1 from 3, we're going to have 2 there. Then we say plus 8 times 2, this will give us what? 16. Then we have x, we subtract 1 from 8, we are going to have 7. So the derivative of f of x is therefore going to be equal to negative 12x squared plus 16x to the power 7. So this is the derivative of the first function there. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. So the next question is also it's also the almost the same as the first question, except that it's a bit complicated. So this one is g of x. So g of x is equal to, we have the 60th root of negative 7. Okay, so this 4th root of x, it can also be written as x to the power 1 over 4. And then we also have plus the third root of x to the power 4. So the third root of x to the power 4 can be written as x to the power 4, then in brackets, and then 1 over 3. So this can also be written as, so you have g of x is equal to, so this one is just a number, it shouldn't confuse you. So we have the 60th root of negative 7, and then we have x to the power 1 over 4, then we have plus x to the power 4 times 1 over 3, this is going to be 4 over 3. So we have g of x being equal to, so this part here, if we do the differentiation using the power rule, we're going to multiply the power with the coefficient of x there, which is going to be the 60th root of negative 7 over 4. Because when you multiply 1 over 4 times this, you get that. And then we have x to the power 1 over 4 minus 1. This is going to be, so when we do the fractions there, 1 over 4 minus 1, this is going to give us negative 3 over 4. Yeah, so this is going to give us negative 3 over 4. So we have negative 3 over 4. Then we have plus. So this part here, we also do the same. We multiply the coefficient of x times the power. So 4 over 3 times 1, this will give us 4 over 3. And then we have x. 4 over 3 minus 1. 4 over 3 minus 1. 4 over 3 x. Oh, sorry. So I was here. We have 4 over 3 minus 1. So we find the common denominator 3. This into that 1 times 4, we have 4. 1 into 3, 3 times 1, we have 3. So when you subtract this, when you subtract 1 from 4 over 3, we get 1 over 3 as the solution. So we have 1 over 3 as the power there. So this can also be written. If you want, you can change it, or if you want, you can leave it like this. Yeah, so it just depends with how your marker wants you to leave the question. So this negative, to get rid of this negative, you can take this whole expression down. What I'm trying to say is that if you have a to the power negative 1, this can be written as 1 over a. So we can write this as the 60th root of negative 7 over 4, and then this x to the power 3 over 4 there. Then we have plus 4 over 3, then we have the cube root of what? Of x. So even this part can also be written in the third format, or in the in this format, in short, okay, or in the radical format. All right, so let's quickly move on to the next question. So the next question is this one. It also just requires us to use the power rule, nothing else. So how do we apply the power rule on this question? Okay, so this is a very simple question. So we have h of x being equal to t to the power negative 7 minus 2t to the power negative 3 minus 6t to the power negative 2 plus 8t to the power 4. So finding the derivative of this, which is h prime of x, is equal to, so negative 7 times t times 1, here the coefficient of t, we're going to have, sorry, this is not supposed to be x, supposed to be t. So we're going to have negative 7, and then we have t. Negative 7 minus 1, this will give us negative 8. Then we have negative 3 times negative 2, this will give us positive 6 t. When you subtract 1 from negative 3, you are getting negative 4. Then you have negative 2 times negative 6, this will be positive 12 t. And then negative 2 minus 1, this is negative 3. Then we have 4 times 8, the answer is 32. Then you have t to the power 4 minus 1, that is 3. So this is exactly how you find the derivative using the power rule. So we move on to d. So d is also straightforward. It's f of x being equal to x to the power 3 minus 1 over x to the power 6 plus 1 over the 5th root of x squared. So let us just arrange this question in a format that will help us to differentiate. So this part here can also be written as 1 over x to the power 2 in brackets, and then 1 over 5. Then this can also be further simplified to 1 over x to the power 2 times 1 over 5, that's 2 over 5, which can also be written as x to the power negative 2 over 5. So this is what I'm going to write there. So I have f of x being equal to x to the power 3 minus, this part can be written as x to the power negative 6. Then this other part can also be written as x to the power negative 2 over 5. Okay, so we now begin to use the power rule to differentiate. So f prime of x is therefore going to be equal to, so 3 times the coefficient of x cubed here, you get 3. The coefficient is 1. So 1 times 3, that's 3. And then you have x. 3 minus 1, that's 2. So you have a minus there. So negative 6 times negative 1 here, that will give us a plus. Yeah, so we have a plus 6, and then we have x to the power negative 6 minus 1, that will give us negative 7. Then we have this negative 2 over 5 times 1, we have negative 2 over 5 there. Then we say x, and then negative 2 over 5 minus 1, that will give us negative 7 over 5. So this is exactly what you're supposed to do to differentiate that question. Alright, so let's quickly move on to the next question. So the next question is this one. So we have g of x. Yeah, so we have g of x is equal to, so we have 1 plus 2x and 2 minus x plus x squared. So here there are two methods that you can use. The first one is you can multiply this and that and then use the power rule to differentiate. And then the second one is by using what is known as product rule. So the product rule states that if the function g of x has two functions multiplying u times v, g prime of x, which is the derivative of x, is simply just u v prime plus v u prime. Yeah, so if the first function is equated to u, we have u is equal to 1 plus 2x, and v being equal to 2 minus x plus x squared. Our u prime is therefore going to be equal to, the derivative of 1 is 0, derivative of 2x is 2. Then v prime is therefore going to be equal to, derivative of 2 is 0, derivative of negative x is negative 1, derivative of x squared is 2x. Yeah, so g prime of x is equal to u is simply just this part here, which is 1 plus 2x, and then v prime is this other part, which is negative 1 plus 2x. This is our g prime, and then this is our v prime. Then we say plus v is this part here, and then u prime is this part. So we have 2, and then 2 times u prime, which is 2 times v, which is that. So we have 2 minus x plus x squared. So our g prime of x is therefore going to be equal to so yes, that's the matter of multiplying this. It's just a matter of simplifying this expression. And so when you multiply this part and that part, you also multiply this and that, that's the solution that you have. So 1 times negative 1, then you have positive 2x, then you have negative 2x, and then you have 4x squared. So you have that, and you say plus 2 times 2, 4, 2 times negative x, negative 2x, 2 times 2x squared, you have positive 2x squared. So here it's just a matter of simplifying. You get the like terms, you put them together. Yeah, so when you get the like terms, this and that will cancel. I mean, they'll subtract, they'll give you a 0. So you have 4x squared minus 1. Then this part, we say plus 4. Then negative 2x there. Then you have positive 2x squared. So this is what you have. Okay, so you can subtract 4x squared and 2x squared. Rather, you can add these to get 6x. And then you also add negative 1 and 4 to write the final answer. So the final answer will therefore be equal to 6x squared. Then you have minus 2x. Then you have positive 3. So this is the final answer. So we move on to the next question. So the next question is that one there, which is which has two functions dividing. So you have h of x being equal to, so h of x is equal to x to the power 4 minus 2x squared plus 7x, then everything over x to the power 3. So this one can be simplified by dividing. If you want, you can use the power rule or the quotient rule. You still get the same answer. So let us just use the power rule. So I'm going to divide, I'm going to write x to the power 4 over x to the power 3 minus 2x squared over x to the power 3 plus 7x over x to the power 3. So simplifying this h of x will therefore be equal to, when you simplify this, you get x there. Simplify this part, you get 2 over x. Simplify this part, you're going to get positive 7 over x squared. So this is now straightforward. We can write this as x minus 2x to the power negative 1 plus 7x to the power negative 2. So differentiating this, we're going to get the derivative of x is 1. Derivative of negative 2x to the power negative 1, this will give us what? Positive 2x to the power negative 2. Then derivative of 7x to the power negative 2 give us negative 14x to the power negative 3. So this is the final solution. If you want, you can simplify it further by writing it as 2 over x squared minus 14 over x to the power 3. So this is how simple these questions are. Let's quickly move on to the last question. So the last question here, if there was something that we can simplify to cancel with the denominator there, or if there is one thing that we can cancel on the numerator and the denominator there, we first have to do that to make the work easier. But if there's nothing like in this situation, we just use the quotient rule. So we have f prime of x being equal to 1 minus 4x, and then we have 2 plus x, then everything over 3 plus 9x. So what we can do here is to multiply the numerator there, the two functions on the numerator. So 1 times 2, the answer is 2. Then 1 times x, the answer is x. So we say plus x. Negative 4x times 2, this is negative 8x. Negative 4x times x, we have negative 4x squared. And then everything divided by 3 plus 9x. So we have 2, subtract 8x from x, we get negative 7x. Then we have negative 4x squared, and then everything divided by 3 plus 9x. Yeah, so this is what you have. So now we use the quotient rule. Yeah, we can use the quotient rule to do us is to simplify the expression. Okay. So f prime of x, sorry, this is just f of x. So f prime of x, which is the derivative of f of x, is therefore going to be equal to, if our numerator is, if let's say we say let u be equal to 2 minus 7x minus 4x squared, and then our v is equal to the denominator, which is 3 plus 9x. F prime of x can be given by, or according to the quotient rule, you say v u prime minus u v prime, and then everything over v squared. So we now say we plug in the expressions there. So we have v, so v is 3 plus 9x, and then u prime is simply just the derivative of this. So the derivative of this, the derivative of 2 is 0, the derivative of negative 7x is negative 7, the derivative of negative 4x squared is negative 8x. Then we say minus u, the value of u is this whole expression there. So the value of u is 2 minus 7x minus 4x. Then I'm multiplying it with v prime. So the derivative of 3 is 0, the derivative of 9x is simply just 9. So just multiplying it with 9. Yeah, so, and then we divide everything by v squared. So the value of v is this expression, which is 3 plus 9x, then squared. So since we don't have space here, I'm sure you can simplify this expression. You just multiply this and that, then you multiply 9 times everything there, and then you simplify, you put the like terms together, then you simplify the expression. Then you divide everything by that. Yeah, so that is exactly how you can solve such a question. Alright, so let's move on to the next question. Okay, so make sure that you don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification button so that you don't miss out the videos that I'm going to be posting. And if you have any questions or you want to join tuitions or tutorial live tutorial sessions, you can simply just contact me using any of these lines on the screen. My name is Hamted. See you in the next tutorial video. Shalom, shalom.